After Lukasz, I'm a bit scared to come up. That was a wonderful presentation. But are you a bit scared after this? After seeing this? I know I am. Thank you, Lukasz. It's a wonderful presentation and like really important questions that were raised. But if I go 20, 38 years back to some music that we listened to, whether it was rap, hip-hop, or grime now, you can say a lot of these comments to that music. So it's an interesting thing, definitely worthwhile considering. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for the invitation yet again. I've been to Warsaw. This is my second or third time this time. And I've been to the 10th International Conference. And when I got the invitation then, I had the shortest title in the entire conference that I still haven't learned. So my title of my conference is a Tick-Tock talk. I don't know how to spell it or say it correctly, but it is. While we saw that content that children are watching today might not be, but it's not appropriate at their age, and it's easily accessible. If we do leave space in our conversations with children, or we do not discuss some issues, whether it's any of those issues, something else, whether an app or a person will come in and talk to your children about it. So I think just with time we need to open a lot of conversations with our children. So today I'm going to try to talk to you about an app, but more than that, about a principle or about a change that is happening not this year. It will happen in a week or in a month or in a couple of months. So I realized two things last night. First of all, I thought my presentation is 20 minutes, but it's 30. So you're going to get 10 minutes extra for coffee probably. And second, then when I talked to you about changes 3 years ago, about social media, about new trends and apps, has anybody here been at the 10th International Conference 3 years ago? Do you remember what was the biggest app then? What was the worry of all of the parents, not only in Poland, in the world? Snapchat? It was a special little app. It was Pokemon Go. Have you heard about Pokemon Go in the last 6 months? Yes. Using it. There's around 150 million players still playing this app. It was one of the most popular apps still. Children, adults, everybody's still playing with the app. But the news about the problems and issues and challenges kind of died down. Either we stopped worrying about the app or the challenges stopped. I'm not sure that the challenges stopped. I just think it kind of maybe went out under the radar. So that has changed in the last 3 years. One of the biggest and most popular apps in the world is under our radar. It's still popular, but we don't think actively about it. Connecting it maybe to this app today. And then this came in the last couple of years. This is not the actor interviewing himself. This is the deepfake. As we had fake images or fake news, now we have fake videos. To explain it rather simply, it's taking a face from a person A and putting it on a body of a person B. So it seems like the person A is performing the action the person B is. And it's accessible through an app. You can do it quite easily. One of the apps that can do this is Snapchat. The last filter on Snapchat can change your face into probably any face that you have in your library or photos. So that is a significant change, that we can make a video looking like anybody else, doing something that they never did, or saying something that they never said. So one of the data that I found, and I think it's kind of interesting, that in the last 2019, as you can see, every statistic is growing, whether on mobile, internet, unique mobile users, active social media users. So internet is not stopping or slowing down. So we are definitely even speeding up. And it's getting more and more difficult to follow these new applications, new trends, new games, new videos, or new stars that are emerging. When I found the data for Poland from HotSuite and We Are Social, they said they have around 38 million people living in Poland, but 50 million mobile subscriptions. 133% of people in Poland have a mobile subscription. So almost double. And then internet users around 30 million. And as you can see, active social media users, almost 50% of all people in Poland use social media. And that number is also rising. So in the second quarter of 2019, when we look at what apps where the most downloaded apps in the entire world, you can see the list starts with the famous one, and that's WhatsApp. Then we have Messenger, Facebook, and then TikTok. How many of you here have heard about TikTok? Okay, I would say half. How many of you here have TikTok account? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my first advice would be download TikTok. Try it. It's really simple. I've played with the app for the last couple of months. It's really addictive. It's a really interesting app. Just try it. So TikTok is 4th most downloaded app in the world currently. At the end of 2018, it was the first app that was most downloaded in the world. So I'm going to ask you again, how many of you have a TikTok? So it's really hard to keep up with all of these changes, and I do realize that. But if we who work with children, if we who want to educate and protect children, do not try to at least try the things that they're trying and downloading, we will fall behind really, really fast. This happened in the last 2 years. So let's look a little bit closer about TikTok, because when I talked to the team behind this wonderful conference, it said, like, do something about TikTok, and let's talk about TikTok. So what is TikTok? It's a social media app where you create short videos. They can be easily created with a lot of video editing software put into it that can make your video really look interesting. So I think their tagline is "Every second counts," which is an interesting tagline when you think of it. They are short music and lip-syncing video clips from 3 to 15 seconds. They can be even longer, up to 60 seconds. And it was the most downloaded app at the end of 2018. And the videos you create is not only the videos you create on your mobile phone. As you can see, you can do duets. So you create a video knowing that somebody else will take your video, put theirs next to yours, and kind of create a duet. So on the left, it was one of the challenges, where there's music behind it, but because of copyright, there's no music here. You would just kind of pull yourself to the edge of your screen and either start kissing or doing something. But by doing so, you would realize that somebody will literally make fun of you, which kids prior to this would never do. They would never publish something willingly that somebody else will make fun of them. But now they're doing these challenges or duets or cooperations, and then somebody on the other side either offers you a drink, or you can imagine if you go to the app, there's a lot of people doing a lot of different things on the other side of that video. Somebody's kissing, somebody's hitting, somebody's trying to make fun of that person, and somebody's trying to work or have a duet with that person. So it's an interesting app to look at. So if you look at the timeline, do you remember Musical.ly? Yeah? It was the lip-syncing app, the app that kind of, you listen to a song and you have to then, with your lips, mimic the song as best as you can. Kids loved it. Kids all around the world loved it. That was in 2014, like ancient history in the times of internet. And then in 2016, ByteDance launched Douyin. Douyin is a Chinese version for Chinese market of TikTok. And it was launched in 2016. A year afterwards, there was an international launch of Douyin, which was rebranded as TikTok. Then, in 2018, TikTok, the social media app, bought or merged with Musical.ly, reached a lot of users instantly because all of the Musical.ly users started to become TikTok users. And from an app where you would just lip sync, you just became a part of a social video network, whether you're age 9, 10, 15, or older. And then on February 2019, both Douyin and TikTok, which is the same app but for different markets, hit 1 billion downloads. 1 billion. That is a huge number. Again, who has a TikTok account? So we do know our stars, and I just saw some Polish stars, or some wannabe Polish stars, not so good stars. But these are some of the TikTok stars. While our children might not know who Schwarzenegger is, or who many of our actors that we do know who are, this could be their stars. One of the top profiles here has more than 54 million fans. And it used to be the top profile outside of China. It was Lisa and Lena from Germany, but they deleted their TikTok account. So I tried to search online why, And they're really popular on many networks. They kind of explain that they want to connect with their users more, so they decided not to make any more TikToks. I don't know how true it is, but when one of the biggest profiles on your network kind of decides not to use it anymore, I don't know what's the reason, but it's interesting. The other one is now, I think, Lauren Gray from United States with 33.2 million accounts. So really popular people with like millions and millions of following. One of the basic principles of TikTok, something that makes it really interesting, are the challenges. So constantly you can create a challenge yourself, or you can partake in challenges that are already being made, like a raindrop challenge that while music is playing, you kind of stop raindrops on the screen and then can do something. It's an interesting challenge. It has more than 692 million views, more than 500 million views. Celebrities, including Jimmy Fallon, Tony Hawk, have participated in some of the challenges and even created some of the challenges. So TikTok is slowly becoming mainstream and gaining mainstream recognition, if not already. And the challenges that started on TikTok are now slowly going outside of TikTok. And you can see it on Instagram, you can see it on Facebook, and the app itself is even shown on YouTube. So what are the concerns? What should we know about the app? So the app itself, you have an option to do an in-app purchase. So the person who is doing a live stream, yes, you can do a live stream on TikTok, you can buy a gift for that person and send them the gift, and that person can then convert those credits or those coins then for money. And it starts from 99 cents up to $100 or even more. So if your credit card is connected to your phone and connected and easily accessed by your child, it's worth like talking what are in-app purchases and is it real money or not. Especially it's 13 plus, but if you go to the app, you're gonna see a lot of children on the app that are still actively taking part and that. I think most of those users are probably Musical.ly users because they were really young, and then they started to be TikTok users. And in the end, yes, it stayed the same with contact and contact. So through the app, you can be contacted by any individual because when you open the profile on TikTok, it's public. So anybody can add you, and you can add and talk to anybody else. You can follow and watch videos. And as well, some of the content on the app is rather explicit, whether it's the songs that you're trying to mimic, like in Musical.ly, whereas the content itself is not well suited for anybody below the age of 13. So it's pretty much the same thing that we talked about any social media app. And the recent times in media and news, you can see that TikTok is getting a lot of press about the problems that are occurring on the network. Whether it's that they're failing to remove some of the content or they're under investigations about certain privacy issues. They're the new kids on the block. And now they're slowly gaining mass worldwide popularity in one sense and trying to catch up and trying to do online safety and protection better than they're doing right now. So what do you need to remember from this? One is account privacy. If you do have a TikTok account, which I advise you to create and try out, check your privacy. Is it only you? Is it everybody else? And you can just post those two options. Is in-app purchases enabled, and do you have ability to buy anything through the app or send somebody the gifts? Can you be contacted, and what does it mean to be contacted through this social media app? As well, what about your well-being? In the app, in the options, there is option to limit screen time. So if you're a parent and your kid really loves TikTok, there is an option to have that installed in the app. And as well, to think about the challenges. Not most of the challenges are suitable for a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old child. So having a conversation on what kind of challenges do we like doing and what kind of challenges are interesting to us might be a good question. And then I was sitting here listening to Luka's presentation, and I knew this was the second to last image of my presentation. And as you can see, 3 years ago with Pokemon Go and the advices that I just gave you about this app, it kind of stayed the same. Talk to your kids, stay there, be involved, download the app. There are strangers online, watch who we're talking to. You can buy things. So everything remained the same. And I would come to this, and I was really sure before, like 15 minutes before this, that I'm going to say, yes, please talk to your kids about TikTok. And I think that there was experts here yesterday, much better at digital parenting, like Elizabeth, who told you probably about that yes, we need to stay involved. If we drop the ball, if we stop talking to our kids about some of the issues, an app, a person, those guys will come in and deliver that conversations. And they might not talk to your children on the way you would talk to them. Maybe it's hard, maybe the topics you don't understand. What is a Tick-Tock, how to make that video, whatever it is. But we need to have those conversations. And I would end there yesterday. But this morning I think we need to do more. More than that, just talk to our kids. Because a lot of the times the ball is thrown at parents and professionals saying, we need to do more, we need to talk to our children more, we need to educate ourselves so we can educate them. And that's all, I think, perfectly right. But I think we should not let go of social media companies and websites. They also need to do more. And they also need to get more involved and help us professionals remove some of that content and help shape that app or shape that social network so kids can use it safely. So while on one side, most definitely we need to talk to our children, but I think we should also keep the pressure on social media companies to do more to protect our children. Because only working together, we can make a change. And I think that's a good message behind this app. Try it out, see if there are any problems, and then vocally ask for changes of those problems on one side. On the other, maybe do a challenge with your kid. Try the raindrop challenge. Try to see what it is that you can do in the app. It might open a door of communication and conversation with your child that never existed before. It might be a class of students that all create those challenges. It might be it was just interesting content. So not any bad presentation ends with a llama, so I hope this is a good llama and a good presentation. In next 2 years or 3 years, I think I'll come again, maybe even next year. And there will be a new app. And we're not going to talk about Pokemon Go or Tick-Tock, and we're going to be Mick, whatever. Just stay there. This is a beautiful conference and a beautiful assembly of experts, and we cannot stop. Just learn the new app, learn the new challenge, try it out, and let's keep on protecting children. Thank you very much.
Borys, dziękuję. Ważna rzecz, którą powiedział Borys, oczywiście rozmawiajmy z dziećmi, ale chyba warto odrobić pracę domową, zainstalować aplikacje, przyjrzeć się narzędziom, z których korzystają dzieci, bo zupełnie inaczej rozmowa wygląda, kiedy coś przetestujemy. Wtedy wiemy, o co pytać, na co zwrócić uwagę. To jest bardzo ważne. Rozmowa nie jest wtedy pusta. Myślę, że mamy czas na pytanie do Borysa. Czy mają Państwo pytania? Śmiało. Jest pytanie.
Thank you, Boris. That was really interesting. I have a question because I do have a Tick-Tock account, so I like to watch. I like the magic videos, actually. I think those are very cool. And it's just a question for you to share with the audience. What is the best thing that you've ever seen, and what is the worst thing that you've ever seen? Because I think it's important always when we talk about internet technology, social media, that people see that there are some fabulous things that we can do, and then there's the human nature where bad actors come out and they can use any platform in icky ways. I don't know if the translators got icky, but I meant truly disgusting.
I think where children go, people with bad intention unfortunately go as well. So if we are not on TikTok, children and those people are. So whatever the app, I'm not promoting here TikTok, I'm absolutely not. I'm just saying, let's try that out. The best and the worst, thank you. Hard to tell. So I think most of the social apps that I use, I think the best one is the community. Communities kind of create behind the challenges, behind the hashtags. And then you like literally see really fast videos changing every 15 seconds. So your attention span is like changing to new content constantly. So while as an adult, that's interesting to me because I will put it down after 20 or 30 minutes because my brain will fry. For a child, that might be a lot of content in a really short amount of time. And it doesn't need to last 15 seconds. It can be much shorter, so it's much faster. They think faster. The worst thing I saw is those videos of people. People dance a lot on the app. There's a lot of people dancing in the world, and everybody should dance. I think that's beautiful. But when you dance on a social media app, here you're opening yourself up to ridicule. So I saw videos of overweight children trying to dance and dancing really good, but then people like on those duets taking those videos, adding some visuals and pretending it's an earthquake in their house. And while it is funny or maybe interesting to them, it's really rude and bad to that person who was just trying to dance and show off their dance skills. So I think I'm always amazed how rude we can be to each other, and that's the worst part of the app. And the utter openness or the unknowingness of us as experts about the thing that is one of the most popular things right now. So I think that's the danger of not knowing of something that is new, and then we have to like follow and understand how it works. Thank you.
Hello, as you were talking, I was able to download the TikTok into my phone. I looked into it, and I do have one question. You have to be 13 to have a TikTok account. Yes, I have seen many videos by children who were clearly younger than 13. What do we do with that?
It's the same question as with any social media app. I think most of the social media apps are 13 and older.
It's 16 with YouTube. It's 16 with Google account. It's in Poland. In the United States, it's 13.
I think those guidances for years we should, as professionals, respect and promote most definitely. But then on the other side, we need to realize that children age 5 or 6 are opening Snapchat accounts, Instagram accounts, and Facebook and TikToks. I always say that there's a really heavy balance being a parent or a professional. On one side, you should promote that and protect the child. And if you stand by that your child should not be on those social networks by 13, on the other side, you're excluding that child from their social circle. If they're not talking to their friends on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or TikTok, and all of their friends are, is that the best choice?
And
so
when there is a forbidden fruit, they will always reach for it.
If you show to the kids, this is a red button, please don't touch it, the first thing the child is going to do is touch the button.
However, the age restrictions are there for a reason.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I'm just saying, yes, we should promote those age restrictions and try to stick to those age restrictions as much as we can. But as professionals working with children, we need to understand that younger children will use the app. So we need to talk to those children, try to educate them the best on, yes, you might be using internet or might be using those apps below those ages, which is not a good thing. You should maybe wait. But if you are, and then give proper advice and guidance. I think the same presentation, a little bit different, with a little bit more llamas, would be interesting for children as well. Because they are there, and they're, as you say, younger than 13. They should know what they are using. So no matter the age, I think the education needs to be about what the app is, what are the dangers, because all of the advices that we are giving is good for a 9, 13, 15, 17, or a 5-year-old. We just have to realize the real world versus the one we would like. Thank you.
Dziękujemy bardzo. Thank you, Boris.
Po polsku zadam. Pracujemy z młodzieżą tak 12-16 lat i zadajemy im pytanie, z jakich aplikacji korzystają. Jak pytamy o Instagram, to wszystkie prawie ręce się podnoszą, Facebook zdecydowanie mniej. Jak dochodzimy do TikToka, to może jedno dziecko się zgłasza, a reszta zaczyna się śmiać. I się zastanawiam, i to się powtarza bardzo często. To znaczy, tak jakby ten TikTok był czymś, do czego się nie przyznajemy, mimo że przecież dane pokazują, że jest najbardziej pobieraną aplikacją, tak? Czyli zdecydowanie więcej niż jedno dziecko na grupę z niego korzysta. Co może być takiego w TikToku, że oni to uważają, tak mówiąc popularnie, za obciach czy za coś takiego krępującego?
Good question, thank you. I'm glad that my presentation was shorter, that there's a lot of questions. Well, you have to be part of that community to understand it, that why is that funny, or why is that funny to them? It's a question for them, not for me. I'm much older than them and find things that are not funny to them. But I don't know how, but somehow the things that I read and the things that I found, there's a lot of cringe videos. The videos that you can find them on YouTube as well. But when you watch it, you're like, oh, why would you do that? It's like questioning yourself. And that's why the users of that app, because creating such videos of young children trying to mimic really badly to a song kind of looks, not so good. That's why maybe I'm just assuming that this is no way research, that maybe that's why they find it funny not to use it, or because they're much more interested with Instagram or Facebook. I don't know. It's a good question for you. So if you have you, just ask them, why is TikTok funny to you? It might be a good next research point.
Chyba nie widzę już więcej
Thank
pytań.
you.
Bardzo dziękujemy. Thank you, Boris.